fellow St. Lucians. This is Openmike, and we are back here again with a wonderful guest today in the name of Mr. Rowan Sion, the principal of St. Mary's College. Rowan has been a friend of mine for many years, a bit younger than I am, but we still have a fairly good relationship, all because of the carnival. But I guess most of you remember the song Monopoly. So I have a very good relationship. But I had a very good laugh. He didn't know what he did for me for all the months I was able to have a good laugh at that song. However, we're here today to discuss something a little bit more important. We're going to try to concentrate on the education side of St. Lucia. Being an old boy of St. Mary's College, there's something dear to my heart. It's an area that one needs to focus upon for a number of reasons. St. Mary's College continues to be the #1 secondary school on the island, and it has always interested me why. I know for a fact that the best students on island all clamor to go to St. Mary's. And I am wondering, how do they get there? I understand that the Ministry of Education is really responsible for sending those students to the various schools. And one can understand that when you have a very good student, you want to ensure that he does in fact get a very good education. And on that score, I have a couple of questions for Rowan today, because the results of the St. Mary's are good, and without taking away any of his credentials, I wonder how much of the success is based on the fact that these boys are basically quite intelligent. I start off now with the first question for you, Rowan. Those boys coming into St. Mary's College, what percentage would you say of the school they represent, the exceptionally bright ones who excel from day one till they're leaving school 5 years afterwards?
Okay, good morning everybody. Good afternoon actually. Very pleased to be with you, Mr. Chesney, and very pleased to have been a part of the Monopoly process last year. Right. St. Mary's College, as you rightfully said, is the best performing school in St. Lucia. All things being taken equal, the St. Joseph's Convent can boast of getting perhaps a couple percentage points higher than us in the CXC examinations. But there are many more aspects to a good school than that. Our last percentage pass rate was 97% for our boys. And we're very proud of that, because these are the same boys who do well in other things, sports, public speaking, tournaments, the debating, all sorts of things. We just won the tourism, the Ministry of Tourism's public speaking competition.
I saw that.
Yes, we also won the national chess competition. And a number of areas the boys excel. Now, you're correct when you say that the boys who come into the school represent the top percentile, yes, of the performers in the common entrance examination. Right. Few things here. Although those who come to St. Mary's College are among the top performers, not all the top performers come to St. Mary's College, because the other factors, for instance, a number of them live in the
south.
Yes, south, and they go to the.
So it's easier to go there.
Exactly. More and more you find that that's happening now. Parents are deciding, since the school is closer, they will send to their school. Although, having said that, there's still a number of boys from the south who come up to make the trek to Castries daily to come to St. Mary's. Others go to other schools for other reasons. We have a problem that people may not be aware of, is that many students who are very top performers in their own right may not choose St. Mary's College for simply the reason that the boy is an all-boys school. There's some school of thought among primary school boys, even some parents, that they get
they want to be co-ed.
Exactly, they want to go to get a better education, but put better in inverted commas, if they go to a co-ed
make
school.
Them all more rounded.
So they say, they say, but we know that's absolutely the furthest thing from the truth. But, I mean, there's no basis for that at all. These boys at St. Mary's College, they interact with girls as much as anybody does. They have the convent is always in the college taking part in activities. We go there very often for activities. So there's a lot of grounds for social interaction.
But let me ask you,
the important thing is in the classroom.
Rowan, in your opinion, with that trend of thought today, a co-ed school, because I've heard it said in the States, it kind of detracts the boys a bit. Am I right?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Okay.
I can give you some stories about this co-ed thing,
Yes.
where the boys are afraid to perform lest they be associated with the girls.
Okay.
The boys want to be their own little category. I was talking to some young men in a primary school, in fact recently, because I addressed them for the graduation. And one of the young boys, very bright little boy, who in fact passed for St. Mary's College, was telling me that in his class, the boys are actually afraid of scoring very high marks. Because when they do, they call names. They say they're girls and they're sissy.
Wow.
Which made me get a 90, but you're sissy, man, and so on. Because the girls are getting
And
these marks.
is that getting worse?
It's actually getting, the principal is aware of it.
What is the reason for that?
Because there is this perception.
A phobia.
Yes, of being like the girls, of being called gay and being called all these things. And you have to be a rough boy.
Yeah.
You have to stay away from class. You have to make beats, as they say, and don't go to the classroom. You can't score too high. Because if you're scoring high, you're behaving like a girl.
This is unbelievable.
This is what's happening among the young boys.
I can't believe
so
what
the
you're
boys
telling
are becoming the very worst enemy of themselves. And they're fighting the excellence among themselves. Rather than encouraging excellence, they actually fight it down and make it look like it's not good to do
But
too
tell
well.
me something, Rowan. How long ago has that started?
That phenomenon started about 4 years ago. A teacher from a primary school told me, I met him and he told me, that it's happening in this classroom. That a couple of boys are very neat in writings, very neat in writings. And the other boys, when they see how they write, laugh at them. Tell them, boy, you're writing like a girl. One of them actually changes in writing to look sloppy like the other boys, so he can be counted among
That's
the
what
boys.
you call peer pressure.
That is at the most,
At its highest level.
most insidious level.
Now,
Because this can cause tremendous problem for boys. Luckily, no, there's an okay side to this. Because there's some boys will have none of it, you know.
Okay.
Some boys won't fall for that nonsense at all.
Right,
Hopefully, because of the parental support
But tell
and
me
their own
something.
belief. And they're the ones that get to come up to St. Mary's College.
Do you think that originates from a home, or is it something that's inbred when they come to school and they're mixing with the other guys?
It's something that is gaining momentum in the primary schools and many of the primary schools.
It started in primary schools.
Yes, that's where it starts. Absolutely. And this is one reason why they want to go to the co-ed schools, because they want to be counted among the boys who are there with the girls, you see. Now, in these co-ed schools, another thing is going on that is just as frightening. The girls are doing everything in these schools and the boys are just sitting back. You know, I went to one of these peer leaders activities we had arranged for the schools of this area here, actually, District 2, a few months ago. Every school was supposed to send 15 students. Sarah Simmons, Castries Comprehensive School, Vidvotay, SDA, and St. Mary's College were all supposed to send 15 students. Now there are 5 schools with 15 students each. That means 75 students, right? You know how many boys there were in that room? 15 boys, 60 girls. All of the co-ed schools send girls only. Can you imagine that? Now, it isn't that the principals do not want to send the boys, you know. The boys are not coming forward. They sit back, let the girls do everything. You know, that's what's happening in the society now. Look at who's leading most of the areas into society. The women are leading. The guys are sitting back. You know, they're either in the blocks smoking, or they're liming around, or they're in body layer, or whatever. But the ladies are, because boys are, you know, I think the problem is that now that girls can and are given the freedom to education. You know, in the old days, they would say the ladies' position is in the home, they bring up babies.
That's gone.
That's long gone. Now the girls are coming out and they're showing what they can do. So they have stepped up their level. The boys have remained where they were. So the girls are now going way past.
But based on what you have seen, what advice can you give, or what suggestions can you make to put a halt to that? Because that's extremely worrying.
It is very, very worrying. The principal, I spoke to 2 primary school principals over the past couple of weeks, and I can tell you for a fact the lady at the Anakin school is very aware of it. She says this has come to her attention, and she's doing everything she can. In fact, she's asked me to come into the school to start a mentoring program for the young boys to make them recognize young boys should do well too.
Do you think?
And people like you, Mr. Shasta, I think you can
that's
play
what I was
a
just
part
going
too,
to say. Yeah, maybe we as business people should need to go to those schools. And it's something that, well, and now that you have told me so, I will definitely get together with you after this program and you can assist me where I can get 1 or 2 people, including myself, and go out once a week or so
to a primary school.
Primary school.
Primary schools,
Yeah,
that's
primary
where it
school.
starts. You know, because
that's our future.
that's where it is. That's where it is.
Yeah.
And if these boys keep at this nonsense and keep thinking that only the girls are supposed to score the high marks and the boys are supposed to just be the linemen, you know, and being part of the boys on the block, it's almost like a block mentality within the classroom.
You know, and actually it's funny you should raise this question now, because one of my questions down the line was to ask you if you ever carried out sort of a survey when your boys have left school. Has anybody checked on it to see how they have performed when they have left school?
We have. In fact, there was an occasion I was invited to participate in a conference in Jamaica, and they asked me that exact question to get a sort of a follow-up on what happens to the boys. And we got we made a kind of a survey as far as we can go. That was in about 2009, I think it was 2009, 2010. And we found that within a 5-year period after leaving school, about 85 to 90% of our students go on to university. They don't all go the first year, because often they don't have the money. But within 5 years, up to 90% of them are going on to university.
In what year, up to now? Or
that was then, and that was 2010. 2010 we found that out. No, that's when
2010. That's excellent.
I would imagine that will still be the same pattern. Oh yes, very much. The pattern still remains. College boys, for instance, the group who graduated this year. These boys are. You know, the good thing about it, I've been given some negative news, but there's good news too, you know. We have some excellent boys coming out of that school.
Yeah, when I see, you said one boy got 17 subjects.
Yeah, well, over the past 4 years, the trend has been increasing. We went from 13 to 14 to 15 to 16.
That's
one
a
did
lot,
17.
man.
We have about doing 20 subjects next year. 20.
Tell me something.
And if it's
what do you call a subject?
A subject is history, geography, maths, biology, English.
So maths is just one?
Maths is one subject, yes.
Not, in my time,
geometry, algebra. No longer one subject.
And you're doing as much as 20 subjects?
20. He
so
finds
give me an idea of the subjects.
It's in a regular program. I can give, I know most, because that's all the subjects we have.
Let us just run it. Geography, history, mathematics, French, science.
And that's science, chemistry, physics, biology. 3 subjects.
Okay.
Then he will do
what about the Spanish?
Spanish, French. Yes, he does languages as well. Well, the many boys do both French and Spanish. He does both, and he fits in now. He has brought in 1 or 2 from the other schools, which we don't even have, which he takes lessons for. For instance, he's doing EDPM. There's something about like typing. Typing is useful for the students now.
Definitely,
for the keyboard and the computer. So we encourage him to do that, so he can do his work much faster.
Now, as we're talking about keyboards, that's another question I had here for you. With the advent of Blackberries and cell phones and so forth, how has that affected them at school?
Well, I tell you, it's really fascinating. You know, just the school, I've been there long enough to see all these changes. Well, it's amazing how things have changed. We just had to review our code of conduct, because we had words in the code of conduct like bringing a Walkman to school, a Walkman and a radio, and a CD player. The boys don't even know what these things are. The boys don't know what a Walkman is or CD player. These things don't exist. Imagine that. CD players 10 years ago were the thing to have. They're gone out. So the changes have taken place. Now we have these gaming devices and the mobile things, the Blackberries and so on. But they're very much a part of school. We have to have rules to manage them. And the boys know the rules. They bring them to school. Of course, we won't stop them from bringing them to school. Not used during school.
In the class.
Unless the
teachers, part of the curriculum.
Unless it becomes part of the actual class itself. Which we have laptops now. You know, the government issued laptops for Form 4s. But the boys already had laptops. Many of them had laptops already. So we use them as much as we can within the structure of the school's curriculum to strengthen our program. But you see, it doesn't work for every single subject. And sometimes the teachers are not even as au courant with the use of them.
I know. I mean, these young guys, my grandson is like 7 years of age and he's texting already and everything. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, they surpass people like us here in
no time.
St. Lucians, this is the first segment of our program. We'll be right back.